Hi, I'm Pete Hammond. I'm going to moderate tonight. I hope you all enjoyed and were enlightened by dark waters. Please welcome the director, Todd Haynes. Yeah, I can only say I hope you enjoyed this. I haven't enjoyed it since I saw it. I'm going to ask you the question my wife asked me to ask you right away. Teflon. Who knew? That, I mean, all these things, these elements that are in things that we use are dangerous to our health. And this movie, because of one whistleblower, a very famous word right now, comes out and does something. Otherwise, we wouldn't be sitting here, would we?
No. Well, I mean, we'd be sitting here, but we'd have a lot more PFOA in our bloodstream. No, it's the most astonishing story. And it really. What's so interesting about the story is that it took all of these sort of unlikely people, and people who weren't. He was a criminal defense attorney defending industry, and yet a plaintiff's attorney would never have been able to take on this case and persevere, and for this many years, without a firm floating the costs with an overhead like a major law firm like TAP, and finding this guy who would literally be the one guy who could sit there and take all of that discovery and literally go through it. I mean, DuPont assumed that they would bury him alive in all of that stuff. And it just took this unique person and a kind of persistence, but also a whole network of people in Parkersburg.
That he got involved in it, but at first it was a very lonely crusade.
Yeah, I mean, it started with Wilbur, of course. It started with the farm.
Right, but knowing this guy had grown up there, and so it's all happenstance, really, that this happened, that opened up this whole can of worms that affects the entire human race. That's really scary.
It's a big story. It's a pretty profound story. And I was moved by the story, and I was moved by the magnitude of it, and the fact that we're all the recipients of this malfeasance by a major corporation. But I was really, ultimately compelled by what it takes in an individual and the kind of unique pressures and the peril that somebody is put through. I've always been a fan of certain kinds of whistleblower films that are maybe the most brooding, existential examples of the genre,
like Insider, or
like All the President's Men, like all of the cool films of the 70s, Silkwood, that really describe the cost of an individual taking on systems of power and what they face, and how alienated they get, and how isolated they get, and how the bigger the story gets, the smaller their world gets. It's like the walls are sort of closing in on them.
It's so interesting, the timing for this movie, because it's obviously been going on over several years, still going on, actually. But now, this week, this movie's opening, and we're seeing examples of these people who are brave enough to come against what they've been told not to do in terms of the government and other things, and speaking out of the truth that they know.
Sure.
And here we're seeing an example of it, but in real life we're seeing examples.
Yes, we're seeing examples, and we're seeing an administration that has put such a chill over the whole notion of, dissimulating truth, questioning science, having to basically pursue their agendas through coercion and cover-ups and resistance, and basically challenging the basic systems of a democratic government that has divided powers. And this is, they're talking about corruption. An entire party has become captive to, this president.
To this, and in this case, we're talking about Big Chem, but this is a little different for you of recent years of the kind of film you went for. I haven't seen you do these kind of political thrillers and things, but I thought, when I thought about it and I thought about you doing it, I thought about some early films like Safe and things that dealt with, environmental issues and really unforgettably in a smaller way too. So you've always had this in your head and your filmmaking orifice.
Yeah, I mean, Safe was really a reaction to in my own way, another way of interpreting what was going on in the AIDS era. Yeah. And in that particular case, it was taking this idea of environmental illness, and which was an illness that people put into question. Right. And really the causality of it became in doubt. And you see, and it was really about the recovery industry. It was about ways that people were interpreting HIV and saying, in a kind of some of the new age language that was circulating, telling people that if you loved yourself more, you wouldn't be sick. Yeah. And the ways that in many ways when we are sick and we are at a loss, we cling to those ideas that give us some sense of self, control, but they ultimately, I think, are abusive because the system tells us that it's our fault. Yeah. And then we stop looking at the systemic issues. This film was in many ways, really aimed at looking at systemic issues, but it was again through the sort of perilous and lonely experience of individuals. And that's really where I felt like the first question I guess I asked when I sent things is first, should it be a film? Right. And how does a dramatic telling of a story like this get into people's own emotional experience, Then this truth telling means something. And there's been some cost in achieving it. And I think you feel it emotionally. There's a sadness hanging over this whole film, even when he gets the good news at the end, waiting so many years for the outcome of the science panel. Right. That links exposure from C8 to 6 serious illnesses. And this is what he's been waiting for, and this establishes culpability on the part of DuPont and a way for any person in that class who comes down with any of those illnesses for their health to be monitored in perpetuity by the company. So that was essential. But it's the saddest good news, And so I love that about the story because it really talks about the complexity of our world right now. That of course you have to fight the fight, but the systems of power are going to continue to push back. There's no silver bullet that's going to completely eradicate this. But what does that mean? We put our heads back in the sand and we go back to cooking on non-stick cookware and living an easy life? No, you have to, confront the culture and the system.
And the movies have the power to do that too, to bring it to a wider audience where they're actually going to understand it and see it play out, which I think is important. And and we're in an age now of deregulation again. We're going backwards in terms of letting these companies run rampant and do basically whatever they want, even though it's probably a drop in the bucket for somebody like them to pay off all this stuff, although it seems like a lot of money that Rob Bilott has gotten out of them. But
it has in the end. I mean, the one thing they can't afford is the truth to come out. Yeah. And ultimately that is what happened. Yeah. They can throw out all the settlements in the world and try to shut it up and force people to sign non-disclosure agreements. Wilbur, Tennant, the farmer, his wish was for the truth to come out and for the cause and the people who were to blame to have that be told. And I'm sure when that family decided whether to take the settlement or not, because none of this is disclosable, he was the one saying, no, I don't want the money. Right. I want this to go to court. Yeah. I want to take it to trial, But Rob was right, that there was very little chance. It wasn't until the medical monitoring ruling that Rob hadn't happened onto until the class action case occurred. Right. That gave him a strategy to legally fight this issue for an unregulated chemical. Because you're locked inside a system that gives full permission and cover for industry to do what it wants.
It's amazing. Rob Lott is very much alive and very much involved in helping you with this film. How closely was he involved in making sure that the truth not only gets out, but the truth is in the movie that you're making?
Rob was incredible. I've been reading about this guy who was so, suspicious and guarded and hard to reach and emotionally locked off. And all that stuff I think was true about him. But I think he told me when we first met him in Cincinnati, it was just 2018, June of 2018, when I went out with the writer Mario Correa. We wrote a second draft of the script. Mario wrote a second draft of the script after this research we did firsthand. And Rob said to us, when he drove us for the first time to Parkersburg from Cincinnati, he said, when the New York Times article came out in 2016, I knew they couldn't kill me. And slowly, a sense of relief has been experienced by this extraordinary guy.
Yeah.
And we sort of watched him, and Mark and I joke with him on stage when we do Q&As with Rob. We say we watched him physically uncoil, and that character that Mark portrays, hunched over and jowly and scowly, you don't really see the same guy anymore.
No.
Because he's really been relieved by this process, by his own work.
Yeah.
But the fact that finally people are joining in his fight and what he's done. But he was incredibly generous. His wife, Sarah, was incredibly generous. And he was with us on set almost like half of the shoot.
Oh.
And first Mark was like, we gotta have him on set all the time. I was like,
Right.
I would think that would be very nerve-wracking for like Mark Ruffalo, who's playing him.
Mark
to have him
wanted it. Mark wanted it. I wasn't sure. I was like, we're telling his story. I want to have that little bit of dramatic distance, And then I just became so dependent on having him there and being able to ask him any question about any detail of any of the places that we're describing in the movie. We shot the actual law offices in Taft Law.
You actually did go to Cincinnati and shoot in the real places.
We shot in the real places.
Yeah.
And, and that office space, which you see in the movie, is a gift to a cinematographer, a production designer, and a director, because it's like this labyrinth of shadow and light and obfuscation and certain, if you're talking about a story about somebody trying to discover truth,
Right.
it was physicalized in this space, I would have picked it, Ed Lockman, my DP, and Hannah Beach, one of my production designers, we all would have picked it, even if it were not the real place, and it was.
Ed Lockman is a legend in this business. He's amazing. You should applaud Ed Lockman because he's done your films and he's an extraordinary cinematographer.
He's amazing, and he shot Aaron Brockovich. Ed Lockman, that's only midpoint of a very long and storied career. He's a sort of walking piece of American film history and European. He worked with, Fassbinder and Godard and, Werner Herzog. And, he's extraordinary. He's the real deal.
Wow.
And he's an artist, and he really brings that to everything that he does.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Now, let's see what they thought of it. You're the first night audience here.
Thanks for
Okay.
coming, guys.
So, you've seen it like right at the beginning of its run. So you're also guinea pigs for us here. So we want to know. But I saw your hand go up right there. Yeah, go ahead.
Teflon's still around.
Yeah, I'd be very wary of that.
The thing about DuPont, as a result of this story, is it really has had to reconfigure itself. DuPont merged with Dow Chemical. The manufacturing arm of DuPont was renamed Chemours so that they could continue making nonstick products with a new chemical, the C6 instead of C8, which they renamed Gen X. But they've been able to, protect their practices legally. But at the same time, it also means that brand will never be the same. And the DuPont, history is forever tarnished as a result of this story. That's a remarkable feat. This is a company that's been around since the mid-19th century in munitions and creating weaponry, and then domestic products, rayon and paint and Teflon and all these things. So he single-handedly took down and forever changed the face of DuPont, which is pretty remarkable.
But DuPont is fighting this movie, are they not? They have a website, they have...
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a website that first cropped up that was
Early.
it was like it wasn't DuPont, it was some
Ohio
business
labor, yeah.
commissions or something. They said don't believe the news, the word in
Of a movie they hadn't seen.
A movie they hadn't seen, and they really didn't challenge any of the facts of the film, which they hadn't witnessed themselves. It was basically we provide positive jobs and a robust economy for the state of Ohio. And all that.
So let's keep doing this.
Exactly. But I think DuPont knows that the more attention they draw to something like this, the more attention gets placed on the film, and they probably have a corporate practice that is aimed at minimizing that.
Don't do it. Okay, yes, right here.
I'm actually originally from Cincinnati area. My family had a farm of 1,000 acres right on the Ohio River. And I remember when DP&L and all those power plants were getting shut down, my parents were both involved with government in this time. So growing up, I knew about these cases with Teflon. So I wanted to I really appreciate your cinematography on the farms, because they're so, to get to those locations, you're going through dirt roads and gravel roads to get back there. And it brings hope, especially where agriculture is being so incorporated right now.
Yeah.
And nobody has any crops, everyone's losing their land. My farm went from being one of the smaller ones in the surrounding 5 counties to now one of the larger ones. And it's all going to outfitters and everything, and that's how people are making their money.
Right.
But, it gives hope to agriculture and people in those areas that are poverty rates, welfare, but it gives hope where you're bringing notice to these issues. So from Kentucky, thank you.
All right, well, basically, she grew up in this area and had a farm with her parents and all of this, and is saying that actually this movie, which I think is interesting what you just said at the end, it gives hope to some people too. It is not...
Oh, absolutely. I mean, really, it took the incredible courage of this farmer and his brother, Jim Tennant, who survived, who was in the movie and also was around us, I mean, we had everybody from Tom Turp, the senior partner at Taft Law, who advised Tim Robbins on his performance, and they had a ongoing Skype relationship to Harry Ditzler, who was the trial attorney from West Virginia, who worked with Bill Pullman. Sarah, who worked with Anne Hathaway, lent her clothes and her jewelry and shared the photo album with the family. We had the 3 kids helping us on the movie. The oldest son was a PA on the production. This meant so much to Rob for his sons, to see his story told, portrayed by Mark Ruffalo, right? And, his absence in that family during their upbringing was all of a sudden put into context. And that brings a certain incredible pride, of course, to all of us. For him to say, see, I'm so sorry, guys. This is what I was doing. And I was depressed, he was depressed, Rob, during those final years. They were incredibly trying. And he had those physical symptoms. And he would break down and have seize on the floor. At home and at work, it was not a TIA, transient ischemic attack. That is not a definition of a transient. I mean, there was no adequate medical explanation for his physical symptoms, and of course, he's taking on DuPont, right? These themes in the film, or the scene in the parking garage, it seems like a homage to a big suspense thriller. That happened to him. He went and deposed the CEO of DuPont, and he talked to his mom that day on the phone. She said, Rob, does anyone know you're there? And he said, actually, no. And when he walked out of deposing Holiday for 8 hours, he went to his car and put the key in the ignition, and he held his breath. Yeah.
Wow. It's amazing, all of that he went through. When you think of the family and the toll, and obviously that's showing the personal toll. Anne Hathaway, I thought, was very good in it too, because Sarah wasn't always on board with him. She thought he was destroying his career.
Sure.
And you think about that when he's in a firm that's representing these people and he's then going against them, it's pretty amazing
It is.
that he even survived
And to
it.
see people being able to start to see the world differently through this kind of discovery disclosure, where his entire orientation was invested in the idea of regulation, a happy coexistence regulation in industry. That's what he did with Superfund legislation at TAP. It was this big income source for that firm, and they had positive results, and it was and then to start to see the world differently for everybody along this sort of economic line with very subtle class distinctions that link all these people together. But they all will never see the world the same way again. And that does give us all hope. We need to be open to looking at things differently and then making positive change as a result.
Yeah, I just keep thinking about all the other things out there that we don't know about. Way in the back, yes, hi.
Your film was very phenomenal, very thought-provoking. Just from an artistic point of view, I noticed a lot of church scenes, and I was wondering what your aesthetic viewpoint or inspiration was.
Yeah, the fact of religious practice in these communities, as I was talking about the sort of class distinctions and the hierarchies that distinguish these people, and the sort of instability that creates, Rob feeling, less than within the pedigree of resumes at Taft, because he got his degree from Ohio State and not Harvard or Yale. But that's sort of like these sort of vertical separation between people, whereas religion I see as sort of a horizontal through line that cuts through all of these communities in different ways. And so you see it in the working class culture of Parkersburg, and we sort of, the scene that you first see with Wilbur joining a new church. Wilbur was actually kicked out of 4 churches.
Yeah.
And that takes a huge toll on a family. This is the connectivity to community for so many people, and that was true for Sarah, in a prosperous middle class, North Kentucky Catholic church community that she was raised under. Now Rob, I think, was always a bit agnostic, and so when you see him joining her at the Catholic Church at the end, it's sort of part of the outcome of that depression, where he's sort of yielding to her wishes and means so much to her, but he's been through hell, But this is another kind of connectivity that runs through these communities, and it cuts through class lines.
Yes, hi, sir.
Thank you. It's a very beautiful film.
Thank you.
Really enjoyed it. Question: do you know, is there anything further through discovery that this is isolated only to West Virginia, or is there other factories across the nation or the world where they're also producing this or other similar products that have the same, CH?
The family of chemicals are known as, now called Forever Chemicals. There's a website that's gone up with our social outreach part of the film release at Focus called fightforeverchemicals.com. And it provides a lot of information about the ongoing fight for a whole family of chemicals, PFOS chemicals, that are used continually in all kinds of fabrics and clothing and carpets and pizza containers and in firefighting foam. This crosses commercial and domestic and industrial life, right? And it's ongoing. It's something that Mark and Rob just testified on the House a couple days on the House subcommittee, environmental subcommittee on PFOA 3 days ago. And Mark wrote me and said he felt actually real promise about potential legislation that's coming. There's awareness about this, but it takes our awareness and our engagement and our, political commitment.
And in addition to Focus participant films, which is very involved in social issues, of course they did the movie An Inconvenient Truth, and its sequel, and many others that are socially conscious movies, and a lot of their movies always end with what you can do. So this is interactive in a lot of ways. Yeah, go.
Hi, yeah, I wanted to ask, how closely did you have to work with the legal department making a movie like this? Obviously, DuPont doesn't want this kind of thing to necessarily be seen or put on film, so how close was that relationship? Was there anything they said, hey, you can't really go there because that might get us sued?
The legal department participant is a very active, proactive, and they have a lot of seasoned experience because all of their films are social justice themed films. So this was part of something they do regularly. But really, it all starts with Rob, because the information that has to come out, some of it is classified, some of it is protected under and non-disclosure agreements. But what he could spread, he has. So his vetting of what's legally allowable to be stated is what we included in the film, and we're pretty free to do so. We had participation on all of the characters whose actual names are depicted as the characters in the movie, and they were advisors on the film, and many of them appeared in the film, as you saw at the end of the movie. Obviously, that was not true for anybody on the DuPont side. So we were diligent, you know. Even the one small funny story, although, I mean, when Mario and I went to Parkersburg the first time, we drove right into Washington Works, the plant. Washington Works is 35 times the size of the Pentagon. It's a massive chemical campus, industrial campus. And we drove right in, you know, you could feel the chemicals sort of in your skin, right? And the green cast of the sky, and immediately two security guards drove right up and went, what the hell are you guys doing here? You're taking pictures, and what are you, you know, I thought they were gonna take our cell phones. They said, this property is not my homeland security, which is bullshit. But I needed that shot of Washington Works in the movie, and there was no way we were gonna get permission to shoot on the actual parking lot, their property. There was no way we were gonna get permission for that. We got property from the city of Parkersburg to shoot on the street that runs DuPont Road that runs parallel to it. And our second unit team was all ready with the camera on the truck, ready to do it. And they got there and they did like a couple takes, and immediately the security guards, just as they had with me and Mario, came out. And they scared the bejesus out of our second unit team, even though we had the permits. And we got that one take that's in the movie, and then they left. But you feel the pressure. You feel the impact of a single factory town and how coercive their influence is to the population, you know? And people, you know, they're being poisoned by this company, but the company's paying their health care. So they're caught in that vicious circle, and there's no escape from that. And, you know, they'll say, at least the company is still here. At least it's providing jobs, you know? So it's complicated.
Okay, we have time for one or two more. I just got a signal. So yes, right there in the center.
Curious, how much, so the case went on for decades, do you know how much the firm spent on the case before they got any results?
How much Taft Law
Yeah.
spent? I don't really know a total for what Taft Law spent. I mean, because DuPont had to pay for the cost of the entire, when they settled for the class action lawsuit, they had to foot the bill for the entire medical monitoring process, which took 7 years, which they never imagined it would take that long. There were some internal overhead costs for some, you know, call centers and advice that they had to, that Taft still had to foot the bill for. But mostly they took the hit in their reputation and the fact that it was harder to attract clients because of the reputation that they were taking on and you know, DuPont. And this was a corporate defense firm. So there was and the recession hit during the 8 years that he's waiting, and the company started to merge with other companies and disperse, and people started to leave the offices in downtown Cincinnati. And Rob felt that chill where people wouldn't look him in the eye. And I think he never truly understood why Tom Turk, who was then managing partner of Teflon, continued to support him. I mean, I think he thought, and I think Sarah thought, why didn't they just fire me? Like, the overall cost was too much. But they were in too deep. I mean, Tom Turk described this as a holy war. That this level of corruption crossed all boundaries of anything he had ever encountered before, and I can only believe that that's true. You know, of course, he's on the right side of justice, and he's talking to a film company who's come to town and wants to tell the story of Rob a lot. And he did. He put that firm at risk, and he stood by this lawyer. So,
Yeah. Okay.
Tax, is it still in business?
yeah. Oh yeah.
Are they good?
Are they good?
Are they like from?
Yes, they're vital. They're ongoing. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, the reputation, you know, that speech that Tim Robbins gives in the 3/4 of the way through the film, where he's convincing the partners to take the class action lawsuit. Right. And sometimes it generates applause in an audience, and it should, because, you know, on the one hand, he's doing the right thing, but you listen carefully at what he's saying, and he's basically just saying, I'm defending industry, and I'm defending lawyers who protect industry. And we, you know, look, we're not going to end capitalism. We're not going to end patriarchy. This is our system. But we need to develop a regulation again against excesses of corporate abuse and the leniency that our culture gives toward financial interests.
So this movie just opened in limited basis this weekend. It's going wide, I think next week, something like that, soon. So tell all your friends, Frozen 2 doesn't need it, this does. So tell them. Thank you, and thank Todd Haynes.